Hi friends, this is Mehmood Sheikh and today I am going to start a new tutorial on how to make a registration application using Zend Framework 3. Okay, this is our application. I have already created a demo for our application. Okay, so in this registration application using Zend Framework, I have taken all different types of form elements and I'm using those form elements to enter to save records into the database. Okay, so right now if you see our database table, we are having only one record. Okay, so now let me just refresh it. Okay, you can see I have only one record on my ZF2v3 user table. Okay, and now let us add one more record. Okay, say Suraj and then email ID at gmail.com. okay, and then password. Okay, and then mobile. Okay, and then I will select the gender as male. Okay, and date of birth. Okay, I'm just selecting some dummy values. Okay, and then Bangalore. Okay, and then I want to have a notification, so I will check it now. Okay, so now I will click on save. Okay, now you will see I haven't get any error. That means our record is been saved successfully. Now let's click on this user table and you will see the another record also gets stored inside the table. Okay, so now for this notification field I'm getting the value of 1. Okay, because I had checked this checkbox while entering the record or while saving the record. That's why I got a notification value as 1. Okay, if I did check this checkbox while saving the record, then at that time I will get 0 for this notification field. Okay, so now this is what we are going to create in this tutorial. Okay, so I have taken different form elements like text box of type email. Okay, so which will allow the users to accept only emails. Okay, not other types of data. And then password field, mobile, and then these two are the radio buttons, and then date picker, drop down, text area, checkbox, and button. Okay, so I have tried to cover all the different types of form elements in this tutorial of developing a registration application. Okay, so first thing you need to download and install Zend Framework. Okay, here we are discussing about the third version of Zend Framework, so you have to download it. Okay, so I have made a different video on how to download and install Zend Framework on local server, so I will put the link of that video in the description of this video. Okay, so I'm not going to cover the same thing which I already covered. Okay, I'll just put the link of that video which I have already uploaded on my channel so that you can watch that video and you will come to know how to download and install the Zend framework in your local server. Okay, so now I have already downloaded it. Okay, so now you can see ZF3. okay, so this is our project ZF3 register. I have downloaded it and I have opened that ZF3 register project in my editor. Okay, and now let's open that in our, so let's close this. Okay, in our browser 27. Okay, and then slash ZF3 register. Okay, so now when I try to access my project ZF3 register, I will get these many directory structure. It will display me all the directory structure files and folders that I am having in my project. Okay, so from here I need to click on this public, then only I'll be redirecting to the index page of our application. Okay, so we can remove this public as well, so that for accessing our index page of our application we don't have to type public keyword as well. Okay, even if we didn't type public in the URL, then also we can access this index.html file. Okay, so but right now we will use the public keyword only. Okay, we'll use public only. Okay, I have made a different tutorial on how to remove this public keyword from the URL. Okay, so I have already uploaded that video, and I will put the link of that video as well in the description of this video. Okay, so that you can watch that video, and you will, if you watch that video, you will come to know how to remove public keyword from the URL. Okay, so now let's okay, so this is our index application, the index page of our application. Okay, now let's go to our project, and we need to create few folders. Okay, so this is our directory structure. Okay, and we can create our custom module, or we can create our own module, or we can go with the default module as well. Okay, so when we download Zend framework, we will get a default module with a name called as application. That default module, which is application, contains some set of folders like config, source, test, view. Okay, in this config we will have module.config.php, and inside source we will have controller, and along with this controller folder we need to create few more folders for creating our forms and to maintain our model files. Okay, and then we have a folder view which contains our templates. Okay, inside this you can see index page. Okay, so this is what whatever HTML tags and the information you are looking here in this index.php, that's what you are able to see here on this on the home page of our application. Okay, so now let's first create few folders. Let me close this. Okay, okay, here inside src we need to create few folders. First is form, and we need to create one more folder to maintain our model files to interact with the database. Okay, so now inside form we need to create a file with a name called as I will save it as user form.php. okay, and inside model we have to create a file as user.php, and I will create one more file with the name as I will save it as user table.php. okay, so now we have created a user form to maintain the markups for our user form, and these two user.php and user table.php are model files which helps us to interact with the database. Okay, so now let's first create a database. Okay, so now I have already created a database. You can see I have created a database, and inside the database I have created the table as well. Okay, so it's very easy to create a database and table in PHP MyAdmin. Okay, so now I will click on this database. Okay, here I have another post table, but this one is not required for this tutorial. Okay, for this tutorial I have created a table with the name as user. Okay, so so I will just click on this user table, and I will go to structure, and let me just show you the fields that I have created in this table. Okay, I have a field ID, and I have set that ID field as a primary key, and username field of the type varchar, email varchar as well, password varchar, mobile of the type varchar, date of birth will be of type date, and gender varchar, nationality varchar, address varchar, and then notification I have chosen tiny int because I will be storing only a value of either 0 or 1 into this notification field. Okay, so it's very easy to create the database and table in PHP MyAdmin. Okay, so once you create database and table, then you need to come here again to in our editor, and inside this user form we need to write or open and close PHP tag, and then we need to create a namespace, and then the name of our module, which is application and form. Okay, so let me just show you one more thing. Okay, so come here, config. Okay, so while downloading, once you download our package or Zend framework, you will be downloading all these packages like the Zend form, db, session. Okay, so if you watch my video which I have already uploaded on my channel of downloading how to download Zend framework, in that video I have fully explained how to download Zend framework. Okay, so in that video I have told while downloading you need to download some other additional packages as well, like session, form, db. Okay, so you should download all these packages, otherwise you will not be able to do, or you will not be able to create this kind of applications. Okay, so once you download, while you are downloading the Zend framework, you need to answer few questions. Okay, so in those questions you need to ask yes for downloading these packages. Okay, so if you watch that video you will be come to know what I'm talking about right now. Okay, so before coming to this video of developing a registration application, I will strongly recommend you to watch that video where I have completely explained how to download Zend framework. Okay, so after downloading you just come to your modules.config.php and check whether these three packages have been installed or not. Okay, so if these three packages didn't get installed or downloaded, then you have to download the Zend framework again. Okay, so I'll just close it. Okay, now then use Zend form. Okay, class, and then class name user form extends form. Okay, and then inside constructor name equals to null. Okay, parent construct and the name of our module. Then this set attribute method, and method will be post. Okay, and then this. Okay, so here we are creating our form. Here we are setting the attributes for our form elements. Okay, here we will be setting the attributes for our different form elements. Like, okay, first attribute, okay, name is username, and then type, and that username type will be of will be of text. Okay, and then options label username. Okay, and just before that we need to create one more field, add ID. Okay, name ID, and type will be hidden. Okay, so these names should be exactly same. Okay, here I have mentioned ID, username. These names should be exactly same to whatever fields you have created inside your database tables. Okay, so next is, I'll just copy. Okay, and then next one is, I want to create an email. Okay, name will be of email, and type Okay, type Zend form element and then email. Okay, so this tells to Zend framework that these properties are meant for email. Okay, for the by doing this Zend framework will convert the text box to email type. Okay, and then next we will create a password. Okay, here we will change to email. We'll just copy, and this one is password. Okay, and the type is password, here password. Okay, and the next is mobile. Okay, mobile will be of type text box. Okay, and then this one is mobile, type text. Okay, and then mobile. Okay, so next is gender. Okay, so for gender we have to create a radio button. Okay, and then here gender and then type. Okay, I'll just copy and I will put it here and I will change it to radio. Okay, here gender. Okay, and we need to put the values as well for our radio button options. Okay, value options. Okay, first one is male and second one is female. Okay, and I'll just next I will create the form element for date. I'll just copy, paste it here. This one is date of birth and this will be of the type date. Okay, and here options date of birth and format will be of type year, month and day. Okay, and then next we will be creating is form element for nationality, which is the drop down. Okay, nationality. Okay, and here it will be select, it will be of the type select. Okay, which is a drop down. And here nationality and options are label. Okay, nationality, label nationality. Okay, and then value options. Okay, we will create one more array and here will be India. Okay, China. Just copy and America. Okay, now we need to create a form element for our text area, which is for address. We will just copy this. Okay, and then address, type of text area. Again, then options will be address. Okay, and the last one is we have to create a checkbox. Okay, this one is notification. Okay, here this will be of type check box and option notification. Okay, next is submit button. Okay, name will be submit, type will be submit, and then attributes value save, just copy. Okay, and then id as button save. Okay, I'll just save it. Okay, so I will tell you one more time. Okay, so these names, whatever names I have written here, like notification, address, and then nationality, date of birth, gender, mobile, password, okay, so email, username, and id, all these names should exactly match with the fields that you have created inside your table, database table. Okay, so now the next one is we need to go to our index controller.php. so let's come to controller and then go to here, and then we need to we need to create a property of protected type table. Okay, and then public function construct. Okay, here to pass this table, this table equals to, we need to pass that table here. Okay, and then we need to create an instance of our user form. Okay, so here I have created our user form, and now we need to make a call to this user forms. Okay, so by creating an instance of that user form class, which is present in application module, and then form, and then user form. Okay, and then we'll pass this form to our view. Okay, here form. Okay, now save it. Okay, now let's refresh. Let me just close this. Okay, so I'm getting an error because I haven't created anything. That's why it's telling me errors. Okay, so I haven't written anything in my user.php, and I haven't written anything on my user table.php, and I have not written anything in my modules.php file as well. Okay, so now let's go to our module.php. Okay, and then namespace use Zend db, and then adapter interface. Okay, and then copy, then table gateway. Okay, and then table gateway, paste it once again, and then result set. Okay, then module manager feature config provider interface, config provider interface. Okay, and then next we need to implement it. Implements config provider interface, this one. Okay, now inside this get config function, we are returning this, and then next need to create a function, public function get service config. Okay, and then we need to return an array. Okay, factories, okay, okay, and then model user table class function to pass a container. Okay, and then table gateway equals to container, then get model slash user table gateway. Okay, user table gateway class, and then return new model user table gateway. Okay, table gateway, table gateway. Okay, so this is we are passing here, and then next, okay, model user table gateway, class function, okay, pass container, and then add adapter, okay, and then container get, okay, and then adapter interface class, then result set prototype goes to new result set. Okay, and then result set prototype set array prototype, then new model user, okay, and then return new table gateway. Okay, here we need to pass the name of our table. Okay, this is our table, and adapter and the null for the third parameter, and then we need to pass the fourth parameter as result set prototype. Okay, save it, and once we finish this function, we need to create one more function, public function get controller config, return okay, and then factories okay, controller index controller okay, class function container return new controller index controller, and to this need to pass our container get model user table class. Okay, so now we are done with our module .php. Okay, now let's refresh. Again we will get the same error because we haven't written the code in our user table and user.php. Okay, so now let's come to our user table and php okay, and then namespace application and then model use Zend db table gateway, then table gateway interface okay, class user table okay, and then you have to create a property of type protected table gateway and then table gateway interface table gateway this table gateway okay, and then we need to okay, that's all for this. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, again we will get the same error. Okay, so now let's come to our user.php. okay, and here php tag okay, and then namespace application model okay, and then we will create a class of okay user and then protected id okay, I'll just copy this okay, and put it here id, and then second one is username email password mobile okay, and then next is date of birth, gender, nationality, date of birth, gender, nationality, address, and the last one is notification. Okay, so we have created the properties for all fields. Okay, now we need to get write the getters for all these properties. Okay, so public function get id. Okay, return this id. Okay, and we have to do the same thing for rest of the fields. Okay, this one is username. Okay, and here it will be username and then email. And then next is password. Okay, next is mobile. Okay, and then gender. Okay, and then gender. Okay, next is mobile, date of birth, and then gender. Okay, mobile, date of birth, gender. Okay, and then nationality, address, and notification. Nationality, address, notification. Okay, so now we have set the getters for all our fields. Okay, so now and now we need to go to our index.html file and we need to create our form. Okay, so let's go to our index, which we will find inside view, application, index folder, and then index.html. Okay, so I will just delete entire thing. Okay, we will create the title first and then add user. Okay, and then this add title. To this I will pass this title. Okay, and then h1 echo this skip html. Okay, and to this we'll pass this title. Okay, form set attribute action. Okay, and then this. Okay, we need to set a URL and the name of our module and the action. Okay, we need to create this action inside our index controller .php file. Okay, and then let's prepare. Okay, and then echo this form. Okay, I mean open tag. We need to pass form. Okay, and then echo this form hidden. Okay, then get the ID. Okay, form get ID. Okay, next we need to put a br, and we need to call our username text input. Okay, I'll just come here, echo $this, and then for row, and to this we'll pass form get user name. Okay, and now let's save it and refresh. Okay, okay, let's come here and okay, not this one. Inside config, go to modules.config.php file. We need to delete this. Okay, save it. Okay, now we are getting some other different type of error like undefined index db. Okay, so because we have not set our database, so let's come first to our database. Okay, so come to our editor, and then we need to go to the inside this root folder, then config, inside config go to auto load, and then click on global.php. okay, we need to set our database details, db array. Okay, and then driver video. Okay, and then dsn, mysql. Okay, and then database name, as our database name is Zend Framework3. okay, you can see here our database name is Zend Framework3, and we have already mentioned the name of this table inside our module.php file, which you can see here. Okay, so this is here, this is where we have to mention the name of our table. Okay, and now next is okay, database, and then host is localhost. Okay, and then username root. Okay, and then password. Okay, I haven't set any password for my database, so I'll just leave it as it is. Okay, now save it, and now let's refresh. Okay, it's displaying. Okay, 19 unexpected. Okay, 19. Okay, save it. Okay, call to undefined method Zend db result set array prototype. Okay, module.php line 34. Okay, module PHP okay, result set prototype set array. Okay, here set array object prototype. Okay, set array object prototype. Okay, now let's refresh. Okay, so here I'm getting an error. Okay, service with name application model user table gateway could not be created. Reason: object must be of type array object, or at least implement exchange array. Okay, so we need to create this function inside our user .php file. Okay, so let's come here and public function. Okay, this exchange array function we have to create here. To this we need to pass the data. Okay, this id equals to data of id. Just copy. Okay, and then this one is username. Okay, and then email. Okay, and then password. Okay, mobile. And then date of birth. And then gender, nationality, address. Just copy it here, and then this one is last one is notification. Okay, we'll save it and now refresh. Okay, undefined a constant application form user form in index controller .php. Okay, on line 23, application form user form, line 23. Okay, save it, refresh. Okay, syntax are expected equal and close bracket on user form line 23. On user form line 23. Okay, here. Okay, refresh. Okay, on 31. Okay, here as well. Okay, this error is almost everywhere because while writing this I was just copying and pasting. Okay, and then okay, now save it. Okay, now I got my form, add new user and then user name field. Okay, now okay, this one is over. Okay, let's copy this. Okay, and paste it here. This one is email. Okay, and then password. Okay, and then mobile. Okay, and then next one is gender. Okay, gender. Okay, let's just copy, paste it here, and then date of birth. Okay, so here mobile, date of birth, gender, mobile, date of birth, gender. Okay, gender. Okay, and then nationality. nationality, address, notification, okay, and then finally submit. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, now you can see all different types of form elements which are needed for our registration application has been created now. Okay, so now, okay, we have created our file. Okay, so we have created our each and every form elements, and we have connected our applications to our database as well. Okay, so now let's check our application. Okay, if I go into my table, if I refresh the table, I'm having, okay, Zend Framework 3. Okay, I don't have any record present in my table. So now let's add few records like Suraj. Okay, Suraj, and then Suraj, okay, and then date of birth. Okay, let it be male, India. Okay, let it be India only, Bangalore. Okay, and then set the notification to check. Okay, so now I will get an error. Okay, I will click on save. See, I get an error because I haven't mentioned the email in the right format. Okay, at gmail.com. okay, so again I will get the error if I try to submit or save the record because I haven't created my add action. See, I haven't created that add action inside our application module. Okay, so now here, okay, inside this user form, okay, we have created the attributes. Okay, and here we need to create inside our index controller function, we need to create a function, public function add action. Okay, we need to write the code for saving the record inside this add action function. Okay, so we'll just create the instance of our form. Okay, let's just copy this and then request and then this get request. Okay, then we will be running an if condition. If our request is not a post request, if $request is not a post request, then we will return new view model. Okay, and to this we'll pass an array form. Okay, we will pass this instance of our user form. Okay, again the otherwise post equals to new application model user. Okay, form. Then we will set the data, set data request. Okay, and then get post, and then if here again we are checking for the validness. If the form is not valid, then we'll exit like error. Okay, then post, we will call our exchange array method that we have created inside our user.php. Okay, and to this we pass our entire form data, get data. Okay, and then this table. Okay, and then we will call the save data method, save data, and to this we have to pass our post or our data. Okay, and then return this redirect, okay, to route. Okay, we will redirect to the home route. Controller home and action add. Okay, add action. Okay, now we need to create, okay, or save data. Okay, so this save data method we have to create inside our user table. So let's create that public function save data, and it will take the form data. Okay, so we will store every information inside this data array, username. Okay, and then we will get the data, get the username details for using get username getter. Okay, just copy, just copy again. Okay, and then change it to email. Okay, and then third one is password. Okay, and then mobile. Okay, and then next one is gender. Okay, and the next is gender, date of birth. Okay, mobile, date of birth, gender. Okay, mobile, date of birth, gender. Okay, and then next, nationality, address and notification. Nationality, and then address, and then notification. Okay, so let's just remove it. Okay, so here I am calling my getters which I have created inside this user.php. Okay, now everything is saved, and now let's refresh it again and continue. Okay, now you can see I haven't get any error. That means my data might get saved inside the table. Let us see. Okay, so now data didn't saved. Okay, ZF3. Okay, so my database name is ZF3, right? So okay, ZF3 localhost, username root, okay, password, okay, exchange array. Okay, here everything is fine. Okay, here, okay, I haven't returned that. Return this to table gateway, and then I have to call a method of my table gateway handler insert. Okay, and we need to pass the data. Okay, so we have to call this insert method of this table gateway handler, so that we can we can pass this data to insert into the table. Okay, so now let's refresh. Okay, and then password, mobile, okay, and then gender, okay, nationality, then address. Okay, now let's click on save. Okay, no database selected. Okay, XAMPP htdocs ZF3 register character PDO statement. Okay, statement could not be executed. Selected. Okay, so let's come here. Okay, DB array and driver. Okay, DSN MySQL database name. Okay, DB name. Okay, DB name. Okay, here is the problem. Okay, now let's click on home. Okay, okay, and then okay, it should be India. Okay, and then check it. Okay, now save it. Okay, now let's refresh our table. Okay, you can see our data successfully gets saved inside the database. Okay, so this is how we can create a registration application using different types of form elements. Okay, so I hope you understood how to do that. Okay, so here we need to create these many files, and we need to first we need to inside this user form we need to set the attributes for each and every of our field. Okay, here we are saying the method will be the post. Okay, so here first we had created the header of created the attribute for our ID field, and then second we created the attributes for our username field, email. Okay, here I am mentioning the type of my email text box will be of the type email, so that if the user tries to enter the email which is not of the type email, then it will show them an error. Okay, and then this one is password, mobile, and gender. Okay, so this radio tells the Zend framework that the that form element will be of type radio. Okay, and here date, select. Okay, so here okay, and this is how we created the attributes for rest of our form elements. Okay, and then we move to index controller, and we created our table property. Okay, and then we created the index action, and to that we passed the form instance to our view, which is index.html. Okay, and then we return the code for our module.php, inside which we return the description of our table gateway, and we provided the details of our database table as well. Okay, and then user table. Inside user table we return the table gateway, and we return the code for saving the data. And then inside user we set the properties, we set the getters for our application like this. Okay, and then in index.html we generated the form elements, okay, which attributes we had created here inside our user form.php file. Okay, and then model.config.php, here from here we had deleted this piece of code because inside this model.php we had written that statement here inside our model.php. Okay, in this global.php we had set our database configuration. Okay, here for saving the record, first we the moment when the user click on the save button, this function will get called. Okay, and here we are making the instance of our user form, and we are setting the request, and we are checking if the request is a post request. If the request is not the post request, then we will be returning the view. Okay, otherwise we will be collecting the data from the user, and we will be storing the data inside this post variable, and then we are checking for the validness. If the data is valid, and then we will get the data, okay, from this post, and then we will send the data to this save data method. Inside this save data method, here we are getting the data with the help of our getters, and we are saving the data using the insert method of table gateway. Okay, and then we are redirecting back to the home page. Okay, so this is how this is the complete explanation of our of developing a registration application using Zend Framework 3. Okay, so I hope you like this video. I hope you got some useful information out of this video, how to make a registration application using Zend Framework 3. Okay, if you like this video, subscribe to our channel, click on like button, share it with your friends, and I will see you guys in my next video where I will be discussing on something new topic. Okay, so thanks for watching.